In full. Good evening. Thank you all for being here this evening. We began our meeting earlier this afternoon in a closed session, but we're ready to begin the open portion of our school board meeting for tonight's school board meeting, October 27th, 2025. The first thing on our agenda is a moment of silence if you'd like to join us. Thank you. The next thing on our agenda tonight is the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd like to stand and join us. The next thing on our agenda are the public comment speakers. We have two tonight. Kieran Shahan, you're up first if you want to come down to the podium, and then Kenneth Pierce, if you could be ready as soon as the first speaker is finished. You have 3 minutes to speak, and there will be a little chime or a buzzer that signals when you have 30 seconds left.
Hi. All right, should I just begin? Okay. I'm Kieran Shahan. I'm the president of our electrical vehicle team at Spotswood, and I'm here speaking to hope you guys reconsider the decision to make the electrical vehicle club no longer a club and make it into a team activity at Spotswood. First off, I would like to provide a little context into our club. We are a club that's sponsored by the Shenandoah Valley Electric Company. That they host a competition every spring that we have built a go-kart for, and it's an electric go-kart that we compete against other teams across the county and our region against. Last year, we got fourth, and it was a lot of fun as a club. I'd like to help you guys reconsider because it's a very STEM-oriented club, and my understanding of the new club policy is that the clubs have to be related to class material, and I'm very sure that this club is related to our class material here at Spotswood. First off, for science, we are studying our speed of our car. We're studying the battery percentage. Part of the competition is that we have to calculate the max speed that we can go over the course of the hour so we don't run out of our battery percentage over the course of the race. And that requires us to do math and science, which are both courses that we have here at Spotswood. And then addition to that, we are very CTE oriented, that not only are we building in woodworking with recreating our floor of our car, recreating the battery housing, and welding our frame together, and we are also marketing for our club, that we are reaching out to local businesses for sponsorships, and that coincides with our marketing school class that we have here at Spotswood. So why I want this to be a team and be a club and no longer a team is that last year we had 15 club members, and this year we have only 4 team members because we can only meet after school, and we can't reach out to our student body and tell them to join it as a club. And that's been really degrading our what we're able to get done during our club time with fewer members. So I would ask you guys to reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Can I just clarify real quick? It is currently a club. You want it to be a team.
No, it is a team.
And you want it to be a
got
club.
canceled as a club at the start of the school year. Okay. It's a team, which means that it's an activity that we can only meet after school and not during club hours. Okay. And so I want it to be a club so we're able to meet during club hours to work on it and advertise it as a club to our student body.
Thank you. Okay, our next speaker is Kenneth Pierce.
Thank you. I'm here as a parent concerned about the redistricting proposal that was discussed a little while back. I moved here recently from out of state, and when I started looking into schools for my son, I was quite surprised at the level of inequity in achievement and opportunity educationally across schools within the same district. Improving those schools that are falling behind is a very difficult project that requires a lot of investment of money, time, and effort from the entire community. And I appreciate the work that you all are doing at that and the work that our teachers are doing. But as long as those inequities persist, I think you have to understand that parents will continue to have very strong opinions about which schools their children attend. And this also impacts sense of community identity. It also impacts property values. It impacts everything. And redistricting again after just 2 years creates a kind of instability that I find extremely problematic, an unpredictability. And new housing just doesn't get approved, built, and occupied that fast that we should be caught unawares by that kind of population growth within such a short period. And so I would strongly encourage you to find and pursue opportunities that would allow for greater stability for communities, to not be constantly shifting those boundaries, and to engage in long-term thinking about how to provide enough seats in classrooms for the children in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. We have no further public speakers signed up, so we will move on to our consent agenda. Board members, there's several items there which we'll approve in one motion. It's the minutes from October 13th and the minutes from October 22nd, as well as bills and mileage from September of 2025 and the personnel listing. And I would like to have a motion to approve the consent agenda, please.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you, Ms. Laird. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Burgoyne. Any questions or comments? All those in favor, please say yes. Yes.
Yes.
All those opposed, say no. Motion passes 5-0. We'll move on to our action items tonight. Mr. Steve Reed is going to come forward with the bid recommendation for asbestos abatement at McGakeysville Elementary School.
Chair Horst, Dr. Shiflett. In conjunction with the renovation that we're going to be doing at McGackey'sville Elementary School, we will need to do some asbestos abatement. We put the project out to bid. We had 4 bidders that attended a mandatory pre-bid, and they all submitted bids. And our recommendation is to award the contract to the low bidder, Waco Incorporated, in the amount of $70,270. We have worked with them in the past and have had good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Dr. Shiflett?
Chair Hurst and board members, I recommend awarding the bid for asbestos abatement at McGackey'sville Elementary School to the lowest bidder as presented by Steve Reed, Director of Maintenance.
Thank you, Dr. Shiflett. Hearing that, board members, do we have a motion to approve? Thank you, Mr. Cross. Do we have a second? Thank you, Ms. Laura. Any questions or comments for Mr. Reed? Okay. All those in favor of approving the bid recommendation as presented, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed say no. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Next up is Ms. Tennell or Dr. Amy Painter with some policy revisions.
Chair Hurst, Dr. Shiflett, members of the board. Tonight I have policy DL, payroll procedures. We had requested a revision to add that employees fulfilling their contract but not returning the next school year would be paid the balance of their salary the last business day of June instead of paying them through the rest of the summer.
Thank you, Dr. Painter. Dr. Shiflett?
Chair Hurst and board members, I recommend approval of the proposed policy revisions as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Shiflett. Board members, do we have a motion to approve? Thank you, Mr. Cross. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Cave. Any questions or comments? Anything further?
There was a policy DDD8 on the agenda, but it wasn't mine. It's for, I can present it for you, public participation at school board meetings.
That's right. No, that one's for action tonight. It was information last board meeting. Board members, do you have any questions or comments about that policy?
At the last meeting, this was for information. When we had met with our school attorney, he had recommended some of these changes in the language of our public comments. And so we added the 6 pillars of character. Is that correct? Is that
Yes.
That's your reference?
No, it was in the information items. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I believe I'm going to ask the clerk to verify that the motion that was made was to approve both of these policies, correct? Yes, she's saying yes. So we will be voting on both of these policies unless someone wants to amend the motion, and I do not. I want to vote yes on both of these. Does that make sense?
Have we had the motion? Motion
Yeah.
made to approve both? Yes. Okay. It was properly seconded. Does anybody else have anything further? Okay. Here. We met with legal counsel, and those were provided to us as recommendations.
Would you like me to just stay with these 2 main changes for us?
Sure.
So one,
Can you speak into the microphone?
one of the
Thank you.
changes
Oh.
was that members of the public,
I don't think it's on. Oh, hello. There. Thank you.
members of the public are requested to consider emailing school board members or communicating with them via other means instead of a public comment, especially if the information to be shared with the school board pertains to a specific employee or student for sake of the individual's privacy. And then the other change was that all comments should set good examples and adhere to the character counts pillars. It was those 2 things.
Thank you, Dr. Painter. Any further questions? Okay, we have a motion to approve both policies. Those in favor, please say yes. Yes. All those opposed say no. Motion passes 5-0. That concludes our action item. Nope, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong. I'm right. I've got two different agendas in front of me. I was looking up the 13th. Okay, so that does conclude our information or our action items for tonight, pardon me. And we'll now move into information items. Mr. Justin Moyers is coming forward to give us the budget calendar for the fiscal year 2026-27.
Good evening, Chair Horst, Dr. Shiflett, members of the board. This evening, I want to go over with you all the budget calendar for the 26-27 school year. As of October 6th, we did distribute all our budget information to principals so they can get started preparing their requests to us. Starting next week, we want to meet with you all, Dr. Shiflett and myself, in one-on-one meetings to go over with what your agenda items would be for the upcoming budget season. December 3rd, we will have a request from principals are due to all the departments at the central office. And then December 15th, we will advertise for the budget public hearing. Then on January 6th, all budget requests are due to my office. On the 12th, we will hold a public hearing for the 26-27 budget where anybody in the public can come and speak with anything they would like to see in the upcoming budget. And then I will start my presentations to you as a school board on January 26th. The first meeting, we will just look at all our expenditure requests from all the different departments. And then in February, we will start to look at the governor's budget at projected revenues from the state. Then in the mid-February, we will meet with you all again when we have a better idea of what the numbers look like to kind of finalize some things. On the board meeting February 23rd, we will have a revenue and expenditure discussion. And then we get to March where we start wrapping it all up. So on March 9th, Dr. Shiflett will present his recommended budget to the school board. On the 23rd, the second meeting of the month for you all will vote on that proposed budget. And then on the 25th, Dr. Shiflett will then present that budget to the County Board of Supervisors. And then they will pass it along with their budget after that date. So that is all I have this evening, but I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Board members, do you have any questions for Mr. Moyers?
I have two things. Number one, so this has the date for the board meeting vote. Now, is this a tentative date, or have we decided on this date? Because I'm curious, Mr. Cross, if you already have dates for your missions trip next year. Okay.
We can change that.
Okay.
The biggest thing is that we want you all to vote on it before Dr. Shiflett presents it to the County Board of Supervisors.
Okay.
So I just chose a second meeting in March, but if you all wanted to have a special meeting anytime after the 9th, you could to pass it.
Okay, and then the second question, the board has expressed a desire to start as early as we can in budget season. Have we backed up any of the dates? Like, just looking at these, they just seem familiar to me. Like, are we doing any of this stuff any earlier this coming season than what we did last year? Because, like, I'm looking at where it's talking about January 26th, look at all expenditure budget requests. Is that like sort of when Chair Hurst and I came in and we sort of went line by line? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Are we doing anything any earlier?
No, so we'll have the first meetings with you all in 2 weeks, and then I won't have the information to present to you all until late January, where I can give you all of the expenditure requests at that time. Because it takes time for all the departments to meet with maintenance and HR and to get everything to me to be able to do that. Is that what your question is?
Yeah, I know we had talked about trying to get the ball rolling sooner, and I feel like we're not.
So I've been through 2 budget cycles, and it does feel like we're always doing the last, the 2 times I've participated, it feels like a last-minute scramble in March, and I think that's what we're hoping to avoid. And so maybe But I understand some of these timelines, so maybe what we need to do is back up some of the March dates a little bit. Maybe we need to have a special meeting sooner in March
And we can
to
do that.
approve or to, and maybe we need to have work sessions instead of trying to do 2 by 2. We just need to have work sessions planned.
Yeah, and the biggest thing for us is until I know what the state budget is going to be, I have no idea what revenues are, right? So I could give you the list of expenditures, but until I know what the revenues are going to be, I don't have any idea what we're trying to match or what you might need to cut or take out. And that depends on when the governor gets us his budget. Typically, the last few years we've had it late December. By the time they've broken it down for the school systems, it's usually early January before I have an idea
Okay.
that we can work off of.
Would it be helpful to pencil in extra dates for us? I think, I would appreciate that, just to have it ahead of time to know these are and it can be later on in the cycle here, but extra, and not that I want to fill up your calendar with meetings with all of us every week, but I know I have felt the same way. So would that be helpful to have extra,
Probably in the first part of the year, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't know how productive our November meetings are when we come, but it's the
Okay,
it's
some
the
more
rubber
meetings
meeting
in
the road when we
January.
get into January and
Okay.
February.
Yeah, we can work on
We
scheduling
might
that.
just need to make sure we have a work session planned. So maybe at the beginning of January, we'll revisit this and plug in some more dates.
That's fine, yeah.
Is that agreeable to everyone?
Is the March 25th date set in stone?
It is not, but we have to stay in line with the county's timeline as well. So I haven't checked with them this year. Typically, we can't go more than the very beginning of April, or they get into their deadlines when they have to have stuff submitted to the state.
So there could be some wiggle room at the first
Possibly,
part.
but we need to shoot to have
Yeah.
Dr. Schiffer present on the 25th. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything further? Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thanks for your
Yep,
time.
we'll add some meetings. Thank you all.
Okay, there are 2 bits of information in your folder for board member review. That's the Finance Department staff report dated October 27, 2025, and the financial review for September 2025. Those things are in your folder for your review. That concludes information items, and we'll now move into superintendent comments.
Thank you, Chair Hurst. First, I want to give a huge shout out to our principals and assistant principals in Rockingham County Public Schools. October is National Principals Month, and this is a time that's set aside to celebrate the work that our school leaders do in shaping strong and successful school communities. They help build and sustain the culture for the work that's done and that's accomplished in our schools. And their leadership fosters growth and creates the foundation where student learning and development thrive. So I want to say just thank you to all of our principals for the hard work that they do on a daily basis and spend many hours, after the sort of the school day ends, still, sorting through emails, parent phone calls, meeting with employees. And so I know what that road's like because I did it for many years. And so I want to say thank you to them. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Bailey. I think we're at a point now where all of our cameras have been installed except for MTC in McGaheysville, where we're waiting for some renovations. So the new cameras are in, and we had an administrative meeting on Friday, and the principals were very, very thankful and grateful to the support of the school board with those new cameras and the way they function. So we appreciate the efforts on making that happen. And I've had a chance to look at the cameras as well, and it's very, I think it's going to be a great tool to help us keep, another layer to keep our schools safe. And also just want to shout out to Dr. Jordan Davidson, the choir teacher here at Spotswood High School. I came to their cabaret last week and was able to see some phenomenal performances by our students. But a big shout out to him because he too performed during that event, and I thought that was quite impressive. It's sort of like when the basketball coach, puts on his sneakers and goes out and plays with the kids, right? He actually performed extremely well. And then finally, I want to just make the board aware. I'll be departing Wednesday for the National FFA Convention. We have around 60 students attending from Rockingham County Public Schools, and I'll be there for a few days to see, to help celebrate them and you know, cheer on their accomplishments when, you know, and the work that they're doing. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shiflett. Moving on to other business, school board highlights, questions, and comments, and we'll begin with Mr. Cross tonight.
Thank you. I'd just would like to recognize tonight Ms. Brandy Strickler. Thank you for your hospitality and your staff family as well. So I also want to say thank you to Deputy Smith for being here with us tonight. Welcome to Montevideo Middle School and Cub Run. Thank you for all that you do for us and our students and our staff, and appreciate you a lot. So thanks for being here tonight.
Ms. Burgoyne.
I have nothing this evening.
Ms. Cave.
I wanted to ask you, Ms. Strickler, earlier, thank you for the meal and for hosting us tonight, but I wanted to get a chance to ask you how your school year had been, and I didn't get a chance to, so I apologize for that. And we just got to talking about football and other things, so thank you for what you're doing here, and I don't have anything else.
Ms. Laird.
Okay, first I want to thank the entire board for working so hard tonight, because I think you guys know I'm supposed to catch a bus tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., and I asked that this meeting be short, and you guys have knocked it out of the park. So I am going to keep it super short, just to say that I'm traveling to the National FFA Convention tomorrow morning. We have 8 students who will be on the national stage as top 10 finalists in Ag Science Fair. And then we've also got several kids that are competing, and we'll have to just see how they do. But I'm super excited, so keep up with Facebook, and I'll try to put out posts and so you guys can watch links and everything. But thank you to all of you all for working so hard, and thanks to everyone for coming tonight.
All right, I'll wrap up our meeting by, again, special thank you to Spotswood High School for hosting us this evening and for feeding us dinner, and also give us a wave if you are a high school senior attending a school board meeting. I see a couple of hands out there. Oh, there were more than I thought. There we go.
We wouldn't have a crowd tonight if it wasn't for you, so thank you.
So thank you all for being here tonight. I don't have anything further, and so with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming tonight.